number 5.
Hey football fans, welcome to Hayes High School. We've got the 8th grade district championship happening here between Wallace and Barton. This is the second year in a row the 8th grade have faced off each other, Wallace and Barton, for the district championship. So it's a pretty big deal. It's a promising underclassmen coming up. And here's the situation. Wallace is 7-0, haven't been beaten yet at all. Barton does have one mark on their loss record. They fell to Dahlstrom, wanting to avenge that. If Barton wins, then they'll each have a loss, and Barton will have the head-to-head, and they'll have the district crown. If Wallace wins, that's all they got to do, and they'll have the district championship. Tonight, keys. There's a lot of speed on the Barton side of the ball, namely in Johnny. He can carry the ball, he can fly, he can pull it down, and there's hardly a kid around here who can keep up with him. Jovi also is dangerous. But on the other side of the ball, Wallace's defense is much improved. Their defensive line tackles everything. They've got ends that reach the ball, they reach the runners around the side. They're a tough crowd to run through. Would be amiss to not mention number 9, Juju. He's everywhere on the field for Wallace. Middle linebacker, as well as offensively carrying the ball. And he can strike at any time from anywhere. It's going to be an exciting one. Let's check it out together. So Barton wins the coin toss. They defer their choice to the second half, and we got a windy one here, blowing out of the south about 20 miles an hour. It's a hold on to your tassels kind of night. And so Barton, kicking with the wind, ought to be able to put this one downfield. Back deep is Brendan and Curtis, and that ball gets all of it, hold, and it's a touchback easy. And you hadn't seen a lot of touchbacks at the 8th grade level. A 20-mile-an-hour wind and a good athletic kicker behind the tee will do that for you. It'll be a Wallace football on the 20-yard line coming back. Correction, spot the 25. A few years ago they changed the ruling to where touchback footballs would be. 4 down linemen for the Bobcats. Here comes Juju off the left edge, turned in, defensive end home, and Juju doesn't have much, maybe got a half a yard on first down. Spot the 26-yard line, a balance set for Kale at the quarterback spot. Flushed out, moving to his left side, puts the ball in the air on the stop routes, got a guy tackled inside the line to gain. 17 on the stop, and everybody's a little further away from me here, a little harder to see who's there. I think that's A. Trustin catching that football. So down is third, 2 to go, and it's another balance set. Spot the left side hash. Juju in the backfield, and he's to Kale's right side. Everybody down for Barton in the box, except for the middle linebacker. Across the middle, looking for Zeke, and it's picked off. 15 steps in front of the slant, moving to his right side, and Juju has the tackle in the backfield. And it's a big defensive stop for Barton. It's gonna set them up inside the 25, and it's just like they dialed it. First look at the Bobcat offense. Johnny, number 5, in the gun. Dylan to his left side, trips to the right, and then a premature start, and they're gonna get him for a false start, and it tips the scale on what Barton wants to do if there was any surprise. That one coming Zeke's way, and Johnny will be a handful to stop around that edge. Wide side of the field is the near side, and that's the direction this one's gonna go. Johnny steps inside and finds the defensive line, and that's big Marcus, number 78, and he is the tackle leader on the defensive front for that Wallace team. The TFL drops the Bobcats for 2, so it's a second and about 17 is what they're facing. Johnny back to pass, 3-step drop, wants this one down deep. Huge throw, and it's too tall. Had the man, and he got past Curtis and company. Brendan, the safety back there, and he got behind every one of them, but the throw just outside the reach of Nathan, number 23. So back to the discussion about the 20-mile-an-hour tailwind, and Johnny just didn't take into account how far that ball would sail. Here comes trips right on a 3rd and long from the 31-yard line. Johnny moving to his right, wants to keep it all the way. Back up the middle and finds traffic. 51 Max, the middle linebacker, in there, and some help as well, and a 4th down coming. 4th and 14, got to get to the 13-yard line to keep the drive alive. Johnny trots off to the side to get the play. He's got it now, and it's a balance set for Bobcats. Wide side, the near side. Brendan lurking back around the 15-yard line. Salazar in motion. Here comes strict to left, and Johnny has to go down to a knee, and they're going to call him down. And it's a turnover on downs, and a bad time for a low snap. Wallace will have it back. Here comes Wallace's second outing on offense, and it's a balanced set. The first time they were stuffed 3 and out, rather 4 and out. No, turnover is what it was. Option play, pitch to Juju. Come around the right, slips back up the middle, and now bouncing back outside. Got a little room. There goes 9. Out to the sideline. He's got the first down, and Johnny catches him. It's a 20-yard pickup, call it 22, and flips the field. Wallace into Bobcat territory. And a play that looked like it was read the rights turns into something on the far side. Juju had likely over 150 yards last week against Wimberley on the grounds, got some now. Here comes first down, handoff 9 again up the middle, splits the defense, gets to the second level and has a productive 7 on the carry. Spot now the 37, 1:03 showing on the clock in the first quarter. Kale to 9, it's blown up. Nathan in the backfield in a New York minute and stops the action before it can unfold, and it's a loss of about 4. Wallace continuing to stack the defensive line, got about 6 bodies down, and fake pass. Juju carried and wraps up again and nowhere to go, and it's a long 4th down coming in the Bobcat defense for real. Quarter change as the wind not letting up, and a pretty fast first quarter as there have not been a lot of passing. It's too windy to pass. So a heavy dose of the ground game, but now the Rangers have the wind behind them. We'll see if Kale decides to go to the air a little bit more. Here comes a ball that's errant snapped and a penalty. This may be a free play. Kale ought to just throw this one up for grabs, but he doesn't know that it's a free play, and he slips down and takes a sack, and there's a shot to the head. No flag thrown. He was giving himself up. And I think it's going to be a first down by way of the offsides penalty. So a game that I predicted, each team having about 4 touchdowns apiece, and maybe the difference would come in the extra point game, looking like points coming at a premium so far. First down from the 37-yard line. Wallace right to left with the wind behind him. Zeke in motion. Handoff Juju, runs into his own blocker, and then a flag comes, and I don't know if that's a face mask. Late, we'll see what the call is. Personal foul, face mask, and that's another first down for the Rangers. First down just outside the red zone. Trips right for Wallace. Kale to throw the stop route to Brendan. Got a blocker. Zeke with a good kick out. And Brendan tackled inside the 15. And again, if you didn't see it, 26 sprung that one. 2nd and 3. From the 15, trips to the narrow side of the field. Handoff 9, up the middle, out to the outside, and found in the second layer of defense. He's got a first down inside the 10. So 4 or 5 first downs on this drive. Here comes trips left. Juju up the middle again, but this time he's caught. First guy to him was 59, and then after he was stymied, help came in the form of 21 and a loss of maybe a yard or 2. 21 is Dylan Guerrero, the Mike linebacker for Barton. Here comes a pistol look. Juju in the back. And he'll get the handoff, and he's wrapped up, and the ball comes out. And it looks like there wasn't a clear recovery. Whistles blew. No signal given yet. And now there is, and Barton's got it. As Juju was tied up on the bottom, 69 came in and ripped that ball out, and now before Barton can run their first play, a conference meeting at the line of scrimmage by the 4 referees, and nothing's happened, so not sure what they're talking about, lest it be the last play, and we'll let you know. So no action taken after the conference meeting. It's a Bobcat football at the 11-yard line. Here comes motion, jet sweep pitch, 15, that's Jovi. He can fly, and a good bounce out by Brendan. He hit him, didn't wrap up, thought he had enough juice on him to knock him out of bounds. Jovi got another couple after it, and looks like he's gonna have about 5, call it half of what was needed. Barton flips hashes, 2nd and 5 inside their 20. Jovi lines up in the slot to the right side, along with Nathan. Here comes Johnny, a jet keep football style, quarterback style, now cutting back against the grain. 5 wants the outside, trying to fly. Brendan turns him in, and then a flag, and there goes Johnny, and still staying in bounds, and then tackled by Juju. But there are 3 penalty markers in the backfield, and this may be a hold. A personal foul with a signal then made, like Superman's opening up his chest. I don't know what the call was on that, but they all saw it as 3 flags were laying in the backfield. Brings it back to the original line of scrimmage. and the dial marker showing second down. And so the Bobcats will line up in a trips left on their 13. Line to make is the 23-yard line. Trips to the left, here comes a shift by Dylan. And a clap of the ball. 23, Nathan gonna get it on the sweep, moving to the outside. Now downhill, and caught by the defensive lineman, 71 is it? 77, that's Julian. And he's out past the first down mark, so it's a successful play for the offense. So we're just past the halfway point of the second quarter, still scoreless in this one, 3:49 in the first half to go. Barton with the ball, and it's a trips right look. They've got a lot of field this way to work with if they want it. Johnny, handoff, Dylan, outside to the right side, and now found, and then a big stick by Juju. Dylan breaks 2 tackles but can't get past the third, and he's stuffed for no gain. Second down, 3:05, and both teams have all their timeouts. Trips to the right side again. Johnny looking to go to the air, and wants 17, and now throws this one out high, looking for the drop man, the check down. And that was Jovi, but he throws it a little tall for him, and it stops the clock with 2:51. Both these teams wearing the high school uniforms. Got the hawk on their shirt as they're both headed to Hayes next year as freshmen. Barton will take their first timeout with 2:51 in the half. And it's fun to play this game here at the Hayes High School Stadium on turf in front of a large crowd. Head coach Mark Torres for the varsity program putting it out on the team channel to come out and support the upcoming class, and so it's a fun experience and a fun night, and so far a fun game. Back from the Barton timeout, a 3rd and long situation. Wallace would love to get a stop and get the ball back. Johnny with a drop back, looking to throw it, and he will, and he's hit as he throws it, and so the ball never got to Salazar, the intended target, number 2, and it's 4th down. So if Barton punts the football, they're punting into about 20 miles an hour worth of wind, and this ball may not go very far, so I don't know that this punt's actually happening. If you're Wallace, you might be looking for a fake of some sort, but Johnny will put this one off, and it does catch in the wind, and Brendan catches it and is going to try to return it. How about that for guts? My word. And now he's got a reverse field, and there's a face mask, and they're going to get 15 for that one. I don't know that you advised that from 11. They were going to get good field position as it was. If it weren't for the face mask, he would have lost about the same amount that he's getting back on the face mask. 2:24 to work with here in the first half, and the field position has been good all night for Wallace. That hadn't been their problem. In fact, that last drive, they drove all the way down inside the 10 before they coughed that ball up. Here comes Kale, wanting to throw a deep ball, looking for Brendan down the sideline, got him! He high points it, and then a good stick out of bounds by Johnny, and it takes Brendan's helmet off, and he may be shaking up a hair on it, but he's got a first down at the 11-yard line. The tackle clean by Johnny. He stuck a shoulder pad into his chest, and then the helmet popped off when he hit the ground, but he checks out of the game to catch his breath on that one. First down from the 11. A balance set. Kale looking to his left side again. A bullet past the 12, and it's too far out in reach. That's Max he's looking for. It'll stop the clock just under 2 minutes. Second down from the 12. Juju shifts to the right side, trips to the left. A 2nd and 10 coming. Kale wanting to go to the air, looking for the slant route, and thrown too far out. Buddy, he had Curtis open and just misfired and gave him too much. 2 plays inside this series of downs and 2 pass plays. Here comes 3rd. Will it be another? Kale in the gun. Moves to his right, screen, then throws it, Curtis! Incomplete, threw it low this time. So 1 thrown with too much mustard, and this one not enough, and it's 4th down. And we may see Logan, number 31, the field goal kicker. He's been a secret weapon for Wallace all year, scoring 2-point conversions with the extra point kicks, and he's made some field goals as well. With this kind of a tailwind, he's certainly got the leg, but it doesn't look like he's trotting out. This really does surprise me. I would have bet money we would have saw a 31 come out on the field from this distance. Curtis, isolated at the top, by himself, trips to the left side. Hard count. Jovi gets back on sides, trying to get him to jump, and now flags do fly, and it may be a flinch on the offense. It is, and that'll move him back. Well, I guess Logan just told Coach, hey, that's too easy, too close. Get a false start and get me back a little further, and that's what happened. So this ball will be kicked from the 29-yard line. We'll call this a 39-yard attempt for Logan. 4th down, 1:35 on the clock, looking for the first points of the game. Snap, hold, down, kick, up. He's got the leg, and it's through, and he splits the sticks. Wallace strikes first in a 3-0 ball game. So Logan tees this one up on the 40, and with this wind, he may be looking at a touchback himself, although he typically pooch kicks. And so the second line is Johnny and Jovi. Nathan back deep with his heels on about the 10-yard line. A right-footed approach, and it's a stick. And this ball will find Johnny at the top. Puts a hand down, keeps his feet, now looking to reverse his field. Up the middle, and he's tough to catch, and there he goes. Number 5, and they won't get him. Johnny off to the house, and how about the quick response on special teams? And that's what's got to happen is coverage. When you're facing a youngster with that kind of blazing speed, Barton responds, a 6-3 situation now. So a tougher situation here, kicking into that same wind that aided Logan on the field goal. I kind of wondered what the teams would do if they scored at this end, if they would just go for one or if they would try this wind. So here comes the PAT kick. Snap and hold, both good. Kick up, and he's got plenty of leg. But he pushed it outside the right, and it's no good. He missed it to the wide side of the goalpost, and we'll stick at 6. Both these squads showing that they've got an athlete on each team with a right foot. And that could be promising for future years. Everything you see out here tonight, you say, joins ranks in the years to come. Here comes a kick into the wind. It'll hang high, and Zeke will catch it at the 30-yard line. Moving to his right side. Now back to the center of the field and tackled at the 43-yard line. Wallace will have 55 seconds. The clock continues to run, and it should stop traditionally. And now it'll stop after a couple seconds run off. So if I'm Coach G in the special teams unit, I'm probably telling Logan to kick away from 5 in the future, and I may throw the ball away from him as well. Here comes Kale, a balanced set. 3-step drop, looks to his left. Flushed out, now there's nowhere to go, and he's gonna take the sack. Probably should airmail that one out of bounds and keep the clock in your favor. 15 seconds and moving, last play of the half. Handoff Juju up the middle, tackled immediately by the defensive front. And a timeout taken. 59. And that'll stop the clock with 7 seconds. And Wallace wants another play here back on their 36-yard line. Out of the timeout come the Rangers. Facing a 2nd and long with 7 seconds to play. A bunch left formation. And Kale. The hook and ladder coming, and the pass incomplete. They were going to try to pitch that one to Juju as he came around, but the completion not had, in 1.3 seconds on the clock still. 5 defensive backs for the Bobcats. And Kale throwing this one, and it's tipped. Jovi got his mitts on it, and it falls incomplete. It's a tight one, 6-3. Barton's got the edge here at the break. We'll see on the other side. So both teams back on the field for half number 2. Barton will get it, and Johnny lined up on the 23-yard line. Here comes 31, onside kick, and 17 goes down safe and sound inside Wallace territory, and probably a smarter play there to kick it to the front line. Johnny, Dillon, Jovi in the backfield for the Bobcats. Here comes first down, low snap, handoff is to Dillon, and a good tackle down low by Marcus. That Ranger middle defensive front continuing to be stingy as they've been all season. 2nd and 9 with a trips look to the right side, maybe a twins look to the right side, we'll say. 2 in the backfield with Johnny. He's gonna keep it. 8-hole, 17 in there, couldn't get him. Johnny got the first down and found as he gets past the line to gain a pickup of 13 yards and a stick mover. Speed kills, and Johnny has a full arsenal of it. Here comes trips to the left. Low snap again. Johnny wanted to put this up in the air, and he's got traffic. And found and then wrapped up. Putman, the first guy to him, and Julian and Marcus finish him off with a 10-yard drop. If you can't catch speed, your best maneuver is to contain it. And that's what they did by swarming the backfield that time. Another low snap, bounces off the ground. Johnny evades the first tackle, moving to his left side, trying to cut back and found. Zeke comes up and Max finishes him off high, and he lost a couple more. Just over 5 minutes to go in the third quarter, and this ball game certainly ticking away faster than what we're used to. And I think you can blame that on the brisk wind out here tonight and keeping that ball, and therefore incomplete passes, stopping the clock out of the air. Trips to the left side on a 3rd and long. Johnny standing on the logo, a reverse. Here it comes to 23, Nathan. Moving to his left side. He's got a little room, and there he goes. Off to the house. Curtis trying to get him, and does not knock him out of bounds. Nathan has the 2nd score for the Barton team tonight. Dylan to hold, 9 to kick, and an attempt here to make this a 14-3 ball game. A lot of wind behind 9. The snap and kick down, but the ball blocked. And recovered by Barton, still loose, and now scooped by Juju. Down the sideline, trying to get the 2-point conversion, and he won't get it. He expends a lot of energy, but this score sticks to 12-3, and they just brought pressure faster than they could get the ball away. 2 years ago, in the 8th grade Wallace versus Barton football game, there was a blocked field goal attempt and a scoop and score by Gabriel Peach that led to a Barton victory late in that football game. And so not unsimilar to what we just saw there. Difference was Juju couldn't get that one to count for the 2-point conversion. 9 sets the tee up, and Wallace having some trouble, looks like getting guys in position on the field. Max a late arrival here. Johnny the gunman here on the near side. 9 with his right-footed approach. And this one a little chip shot up the middle, and a fall down backwards to preserve the possession of Wallace football at the 43 coming up. So an extra 5 yards given to where I thought he dropped on the reception of that kickoff. Here comes first down right at midfield. Good snap, handoff Juju, left side. And found by the linebacker, Dylan Guerrero, after a pickup of 4. Wind continuing to blow at a brisk pace here. Wallace with a headwind. 2nd and 6 to go. Has not found the end zone all night. First time all season this late in the game to not find the end zone. Juju holding on to that football, trying to plow forward for yards, and just got a couple on it. 3rd and 3 here in the 2-score game. Kale fakes the play action. Throws low. Got a man. Trustin. A stop route. First down. Inside the 40. Ball on the 39-yard line. Max the near side inmost slot man. Handoff is to Juju, and it was a sloppy handoff. A high snap, and Juju took it off his helmet, and so the play looked busted from the beginning. Wallace taking their time in the huddle, clock ebbing away, and I guess with 1/4 and 3 minutes to play, there's not a huge need to get panicky yet. Trips right, better snap, and Kale in trouble, sacked. And when pressure comes, he does not do well to evade it, and not that anybody would with the fast barreling down defense, but it's about the 3rd sack tonight. 3rd and 18, just inside Barton territory. Kale unleashes one, looking for Zeke. It's thrown, and it was in the right neighborhood. In fact, Zeke had hands on it, but 2 defenders have the final say. So a bit of a gift granted by the Barton defense over to the offense on an offsides call. It was really the cornerback, number 4 for Barton, coming over the top, knocking that ball free out of Zeke's hands. 3rd and still long. Kale, left side this time. Got his man, Trustin, on the slant route. Still moving, and then tackled inside the 20-yard line on the biggest pass play of the night thus far for Wallace. Wallace going fast, and a late substitution. And they don't get him. I think he gets off the field in time. Kale now flushing to his left, and he can move in his own right. 18, got the first down and knocked out of bounds around the 5-yard line. A 1st and goal coming. Still no huddle for Wallace, a quick tempo. Here comes pressure up the middle. Juju gonna bounce this outside, now back inside, and too many red shirts, nothing doing. Tackled at the 5. 2nd and goal from the 5. This time Wallace does huddle. They come out in a trips right look. A late arrival in the form of 8. Lines up in the wingback left spot. Kale in the gun. Juju to his left side. Snap, good. Kale looking to his left. He wants the out pattern. It's thrown too tall. And it'll stand. The flag comes in late. They're going to get Salazar in a hold, a defensive hold, and it's going to be a 1st and goal inside the 5 now. So they break out of the huddle on the 2-yard line. A balanced set. Zeke the wing back to the right side, and now they move the 2 outside slots in as well. Juju up the middle, and he's found in the backfield. Johnny on a safety blitz. Races through the middle. Nathan comes out with the ball, but they're going to say forward progress was stopped, and the Barton defense bending stiff. 8 minutes left in the ball game, so no chance like the present for Wallace to try to get on the scoreboard in the form of a touchdown. Here comes trips right. Kale looking to his left, flushed out, keeping it, and contained. Johnny has a tackle and slams him to the turf. And that speed, just too much to handle on that outside contain. So Johnny's moved up to the middle linebacker position. One of the reasons he's getting into the backfield so quickly. Trips to the right side. Kale looking to throw this one. He's got Trustin, and the ball's knocked away and nearly picked off. Nathan had it in his hands, and that was a walk-in touchdown. Trustin all alone in the center of the end zone, but the defensive front sticks their mitts up. Number 69 there, who is a whole head taller than the rest of everybody on the field, responsible for that pass breakup at the line of scrimmage. 4th down, a do or die, and you get the sense this may be a make or break situation here for the Rangers. District title on the line. 4th down at the 9-yard line. Got to get in the end zone. Trips to the right side. Juju in the backfield. 18. Quick throw. Looking for Zeke, and he's dropped. Never had it. Went up high to get it. And another turnover inside the 10-yard line. That's the 2nd time that's happened for the Wallace offense where they've stalled tonight. So in a game where you felt like Wallace's defense might have had a slight edge, it's Barton's defense that's coming up in big spots tonight and holding the line for this Wallace offense. Ball spotted at the 7-yard line, maybe the 8, let's call it, and nobody spread for Barton. And now a late whistle and perhaps a timeout on the offense as they looked like they had a tardy youngster coming on the field. Back from the timeout, and this time Barton does spread men across the field. 4 wide for the Bobcats. Johnny wanting to put this one in the air, and it's thrown to 15 Joby, and that stops the clock. And so kind of surprising, Barton going to the air and giving the Rangers some more clock perhaps. They've made most of their progress up on the ground tonight, and maybe not a lot of reason to change that, especially trying to run time off. So spot still the 8, 2nd down. This time, a trip to the left look. Dylan will get it, moving to the right side. And he's corralled by that fierce Wallace front, and drop him, nope, no gain. 3rd down coming, but the clock is moving. Barton has punted once tonight into the wind, same direction, and it hung up. And so should the Rangers hold them here, create a long 4th down, it'd be interesting to see if Barton comes back with that punt, knowing they've got this brisk wind in their face and standing at the goal line. Here comes trips to the left, and Dylan will shift over to the strength side. Good snap. And now Johnny in the end zone, flushed out, but he's racing around. 77 trying to get him, turns him back in, and found and ridden down. I think that's punted, and the ball comes free. And Wallace claiming they've got it. It looks like they do, so we don't have to worry about the punt after all. It's a 1st and goal inside the 5 with 5:34 to play. So Wallace has been money all year long, punching the ball in from this distance, but not the case tonight. 3rd trip inside the 5-yard line, and the first 2, and a false start on Max. And so this ball gets moved back to the 10 now, and not what they needed at the time there. 1st down from the 10. Balance set for Kale. Moves to his right side, and a hold there on the line, and I don't know if they threw the flag or not. If they didn't, Wallace dodged one there, a big hold on the edge. 2nd and 5. The near side, the wide side. They're going to use it. Kale moving to his left side, wants to pitch it, and he's got company. Dylan was there to blow that one up, and Kale maybe telegraphed where he was going with that ball. Might have been a good time for a fake pump and a keep inside, but the play read all the way from the scraping linebacker core. 4:42 in the ball game. Kale to throw. He's got a man. And he's got a cut. Zeke, touchdown. Wallace finally finds the end zone on an out pattern to Zeke. And the score, 9-12. Here comes Logan to try to make this a 1-point football game. And he's got a tailwind to do it. Rangers needing a good snap and a good hold. And here comes the snap and hold. 31's put it through. And signal counts. A 1-point score ball game. Though it hasn't been the style of Logan all year to rear back and nail one as deep as he can, it would be a good time to do it. With this kind of tailwind, he may could kick a touchback, keep it away from the return men. Here comes a squib kick to the right side, and that ball will find the boundary, and so the flag will drop, and Barton will have it, likely at the 40-yard line. An illegal kick out of bounds, spots it at the 40, and here comes Barton, seeing if they can't do something about this narrow margin of lead. Receivers to the right side, handoff, Jovi, right edge, he's got some speed, and he cuts up the middle. Kale finds him, hanging on, it's a big run for Barton, right in the nick of time inside the 40. It's Wallace who takes the timeout. 3:49 showing on the clock and a first down coming for the Bobcats. Low snap, Johnny, the ball's on the ground! And I think he got it back, or his teammate did, but how about that for risky behavior? 2nd and 14, now for Barton. Spot the 42-yard line. Jovi in motion, pitch to him. Right edge, a flag down. And tackle not made, he's down the boundary. Got a couple, but this one may be coming back. And they'll discuss it. And it is gonna be an illegal start on the offense. Ball all the way back to the 47-yard line. Line to gain the 28. A 2nd and 19 situation, 4 wide for the Bobcats. Johnny in his own territory. A keep all the way. Right edge and another flag down. And a stiff arm, but a tackle made. And this one may be coming back as well. So 2 fouls on the play, a false start declined, and then there was also a hold, and so that's the one the Rangers will elect to take. A 10-yard penalty from the spot. We'll go 2nd down again. The good news for Barton, if there is any here, is that they're etching time off the clock with each play. And so Barton looking around, clock not running, and not sure what we're waiting on. Johnny checked out of the ball game and has not gone back in. So number 10 gonna be a quarterback who comes in to check in for Johnny, and it's 2nd down from the 43-yard line of the of the Bobcats. 10 looking to throw, has a man, is picked off. Number 17 up the middle of the field, bounces outside, still on his feet. Found at the 20-yard line and taken down. And my word, just in the nick of time, the Bobcats turn the ball over with 2:52 in the ball game. A 1-point lead, and do you believe it? Right. So number 5 comes out for one play, and the floodgates break free. He gets a sip of water, puts his helmet on. We'll see if he returns. He's not on the field for this play. Here comes first down with 2:52 in the game. Barton a 1-point lead, trips to the left side, Kale in the gun. Juju, who's had a rather quiet game, though he is the ground leader for this Wallace offense, to Kale's right side. Snap high, Kale, one to throw, steps up to avoid pressure and he can't get away. Jovi has a sack and the clock runs.
Either a fumble or
so a 2nd and 14 after the TFL. Barton's been in that 6-man down line pretty much all night. Everybody coming. Juju out to the right side, across the middle, thrown, and out of the hands of Zeke. Had him, and he had it in his hands. And the pressure may be too much on that play for 26, but there's a flag on the play, and it's a hold on the offense. And they'll either take it and re-go 2nd down, or decline it and keep 3rd and long. We'll see what they do. So an interesting observation here is that Barton declines the penalty, which keeps the position on the 23-yard line, which likely is inside Logan's field goal range. Had they taken the penalty, they would have moved him out of field goal range and made it a lot tougher, even though there's a brisk wind.
field.
3rd and 15, and if Wallace could get some yardage here and maybe even get this ball closer to the center of the hashes, it could be advantageous for Logan. A 1-point game, you got the feeling that's probably what they're playing for, is the kick. Trips to the left side, and Johnny back in the game at the safety position.
I think Johnny's just going to cover any long pass. Johnny's going to
narrow side, here to the near side. And Kale looks the opposite way. And the ball knocked out of the hands. And his arm was going forward. I think Juju probably should have got on that ball to be safe, but he watched it, and luckily they call it incomplete, which I think was the right call, but it was too close. So now a 4th down, and here comes Logan, number 31, to try a long field goal to take the lead. He'll have to hope for a strong gust of wind to help him. So ladies and gentlemen, a 40-yard field goal attempt for the win with 1:51 left in the ball game. There is time, should he make it, for Barton to get the ball back. Logan has got a lot of leg and a lot of wind, and now an ice the kicker timeout called.
Dependent on the wind.
So a highly anticipated kick coming. In fact, look at all the students back there ready to cheer this one on if it comes through. Spot the 23, a 40-yard approach. 4th down, whistle blows to put the play in motion. Snap, good, hold down, kick away, and I don't think it's gonna get there. It dropped short, no good. And they just didn't get enough of that, and the wind not blowing very tough either. Barton's gonna get the ball back with 1:50 on the clock and a lead, and May can take some knee downs. I'm not sure the timeout situation, as the clock has not kept up with timeouts taken. 1st down from the 23-yard line comes Barton. In the gun is Johnny. Handoff, Jovi, 15 up the middle, and a big collision there by Juju. Pickup is good for 7. 2nd and 4 after the big 1st down pickup by Jovi, and they give it to him again. This time he's got traffic, but he shakes him. 15 moving and knocked out of bounds by Curtis, but he's got a 1st down, and that ought to end the game. They can probably take some knees from here.
Yeah. If they gain yards on them.
Give is to Dylan left side, and he's got a little space. Max finds him, and so does Marcus, so they pick up 3. They'll stop the clock on what I think is the final timeout for Wallace. So I think that's the final timeout for Wallace. 1:30 showing. Johnny moves to his right side, sprints around, and he's got some more room. And then a tackle made by Curtis, but it's another 1st down. And when Wallace needed to show up on defense to try to get this ball back, they just couldn't keep up with the speed and power game of the Barton offense. 49-yard line, the home of the ball. They'll wind the clock here. And now certainly knees can be taken if they want, which would be recommended so they don't cough a ball up. They're looking at the clock, waiting for time to go off, but they've got enough equity in downs here. They could just snap it and get it over with. Here comes the shotgun. Johnny gonna keep it. And got a little space, and the ball out wide. Boy, that was a good pickup, but it looked risky with that ball out wide. It's the last thing they need is to put one on the ground.
I thought he...
So now the victory formation. Johnny under center and takes a knee, and the decision made. The Barton Bobcats, the 2024 8th grade district champions. You don't get any closer than a 12-11 football game. How about the Wallace Rangers ending the season 7-1, and a tough fought battle. You tip your hat to both squads for sure. The Rangers sure glad to have number 5 and his speed as a teammate in the years to come. Thanks for joining us all season. We'll see you as we start basketball season here before long. So long.